Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Slacker News, a weekly podcast about all things tech. I'm Shane.
I'm Martin.
Right, today it is Friday, the 6th of October 2017, and we got a lot of topics. We're going to be talking about the ICO, or initial coin offering bans in China and South Korea. We're going to be talking about a load of things from the Google event.
We're going to be talking about Ghostface Killah's new cryptocurrency company and a new offering from Keybase and WhatsApp and more end-to-end encryption kind of stuff.
I'm so excited for Ghostface Killah to make his own cryptocurrency company.
We'll just tease that for now.
Okay, so you may know, you may not know, an initial coin offering is where rather than getting a standard initial public offering of your company where people buy your stock, you get people to send you Ethereum or some other cryptocurrency to fund it. And that is now banned in China and South Korea. And that's causing a lot of problems. And then now China have just outright banned all cryptocurrency stuff because they're terrified of it because they can't regulate it.
That's just kind of like China in a nutshell. It's like, can we control it? No? Alright, okay, well, yeah, we don't need it. You don't need it.
I don't
People's
know.
Republic.
Yeah, what's the bank called? The People's Bank of China.
Yeah.
They were not happy. So essentially what happened is all these companies are now going in and funding themselves with Ethereum and giving out little tokens that, cryptocurrency tokens that they say they'll do something, but they don't actually have to because nothing is stopping them from taking your money and running away. And that's happened a lot. There's been a few Ponzi schemes and a few just absolute failures. And now I don't stop getting all this stuff recommended in my Google ads. It's getting really annoying.
Yeah, same. Like anytime I go to watch a YouTube video, it's like, oh, here's an ICO. And I'm like, no, please.
Which ICO are you getting this week?
Oh, at this point, I don't watch them unless they really grab my attention. Like some of them just, some of them I'm like, fair play, that's a great ad. I'll watch it, I'll see what it's about. I'm not going to buy shit, but, they're like, Google's like, hey, this guy's, he's somewhere in his 20s. He's probably, he's technically minded, so maybe he's a programmer, so maybe he has money to throw at geeky shit like this.
Unlike the other type of technically minded.
But, so what do you think about ICOs as like a practice? Like, do you see, obviously there are benefits. Just, what do you think? Tell me. Tell the audience.
It's like they've taken the stock market and combined it with Steam Early Access. And it's gone horribly.
Yeah, but like the times it has worked, it's been pretty good. It's a very kind of, if you compare it to the stock market, then it's a dumpster fire like. But if you compare it to Kickstarter or stuff like that, you see how quickly these things that you've never heard of raise money so quickly.
See, Kickstarter have now they make you have to deliver a product.
Yeah.
ICOs don't have that because
Well,
it's decentralized.
Kickstarter didn't used to have that.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Or they would deliver it, but it'd be so delayed that, what's the point?
Those fantastic $400 coolers that had wheels and a speaker, and oh man, they cost so much money. I think they're still only getting to people.
There was the Juicero, the $800 juice machine.
I thought you put a pouch in it and you squish the pouch.
That you can just take the pouch out and just kind of squish it yourself. They took the price down by a lot. I think they split the price down to like a third of what it was originally, and people kind of tore it down and had a look inside. They were like, yeah, they're selling it at cost. They're not making any money from this at all. And they had proprietary juice pouches, which is a great phrase. So they had like little tags on them, kind of like Keurig cups, so that you can use off-brand juice pouches with their machine.
You could or you couldn't.
You couldn't, because they had a little like RFID tag in them. The pouch. It checked to see if it was a legitimate pouch.
And it would refuse to open it.
It refused to squish it.
Can you just squish it with your hands?
You can. It takes a bit of force, but you can do it. There's like there's little chunks inside. So.
What's it cost?
Per pouch?
No, for the machine.
I think the current price is maybe like $300, but it used to be like $800.
And what's the going rate of 2 bricks?
2 bricks and a cushion to put on top so you can properly sit. No, it's people were kind of goofing on it pretty badly when they realized that you could just squeeze it because it was so expensive, and it was like everyone was kind of hyping it. Like the Kickstarter sold out pretty quick, and people actually did buy them.
2 bricks in a bucket.
2 bricks in a bucket. Should we set up a Kickstarter for 2 bricks in the bucket? But the brick has an RFID reader.
One of the bricks is artisanal.
So if they had an ICO, they might not have had to give anyone.
They wouldn't
a
have had
juice.
to do shit.
Yeah, they would have not given out a juice machine. People would have realized that. Well, people wouldn't have realized that you could just squeeze it, and they would have had their reputation ruined for a different reason.
See, now, a successful ICO was Ethereum itself,
Yeah.
because that funded Ethereum, and now you can have your own ICO.
I suppose it makes sense that they're so prevalent because it was, the kind of the genesis of the whole thing.
Yeah, but it can go either way. At the minute, I keep getting sad for a website. They're having an ICO. They have a decentralized blockchain something or other where you can buy and sell digital assets, but I mean game assets.
Like in-game items?
No.
Or...
You can buy and sell stuff like on the Unity store.
Oh, like actual assets. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Specifically tailored to AR and VR.
Right. Okay.
And
So they're just like, they're taking all the trendy tech and just pushing it all together.
yes.
It's like blockchain ICOs for VR and AR. And there's a little sprinkling of machine learning in there.
It's weird. I'm afraid of it, but I think their logo is a nice little pink flamingo, and I really like that.
So there's there's a lot of stuff that like you see ICOs for, and you're like, you don't have anywhere near a finished product or a started project. Like they have an outline of what they will do, or what they say they will do. There's I think it was like several months ago now, there was an ICO for library.io, but you take all the vowels except Y, if you count Y as a vowel.
I have no clue what you just said.
So library, the word library,
Yeah.
or maybe it's just LBRY. It's really bad branding,
Okay.
but it's essentially library.io.
Is this the whole thing how no one can pronounce my Twitter name, so I can never tell it to them?
This is worse.
Oh.
Yeah, because at least someone from some part of any country might know yours. This is just like, just fuck my shit up, fam. This is just... So essentially it's like a blockchain powered YouTube, like a replacement of YouTube that's fully decentralized and open. So yeah, I remember hearing about that, and he was like, oh yeah, it's gonna do this, gonna do this. And it's like, oh yeah, so you're raising money for this? Yeah, we are. We've got an ICO, and it's a couple of months later, and no sign of it.
Oh, okay.
But well, I think maybe that's not fair. Maybe this is slander, but it's not exactly like, as someone who does keep up with this kind of stuff, I haven't seen very much about it since I've heard mention of it, but there's been no real development. So
What's it called? Libro?
library, but take out a fuckload of the vowels and then .io. Just look up decentralized YouTube library, maybe. But like the cool thing with kind of kickstarting these projects, crowdfunding.
Oh, God.
Did you find the website?
LB or Y.
Yeah.
Libri.
He was like, oh yeah, we just call it library, but like even in that interview, he just couldn't get the name across. Like I was pretty confused, as you can probably tell.
I found their Twitter. Okay. Librio.
It might be something that you need like a specific web browser like Mist to view.
It's free, open, and community run.
Okay.
It's also a digital marketplace.
Right.
So you have to pay to watch.
See, the technology isn't there currently in the Ethereum blockchain to actually facilitate micropayments properly. That's stage 4 of their development when they add in sharding, which you can add a lot of transactions really quickly without the transaction fee being a lot higher. That's one thing they're like.
Yeah, I think stage 4 they plan on having 1 million transactions per second.
Yeah.
Which is that 8 times more than Visa? Visa's 50,000 anyway.
Yeah, it's quite a lot more.
That's 8. God, that's not 8. 20. God.
Maths is
Don't
hard,
look
guys.
at me.
When they do that stuff like micropayments, so like for every 10th of a second you give them this amount of money, so you're paying them back in tiny amounts, but you're only paying for what you actually consume. So it's like serverless for video.
You can't even DDoS them because you got to pay for it.
Yeah, that's a good point. So does it look like there's actual stuff happening there, or?
They just moved to a new office, and there's a vlog if you want to watch it.
Oh, perfect. Can I watch it on library?
I didn't even look at that. I'll see.
It's gotta be youtube.com.
It better not be.
Yeah, so when you crowdfund stuff like this, you can actually fund and get stuff put out there that doesn't have mass market appeal. So that's why it's actually really useful. So if you go niche, you can use stuff like GoFundMe and Kickstarter. And if you want to go really super techie nerdy niche, then you can go an ICO. Or if you're trying to scam people, you can do that.
It's on Facebook.
Oh. I don't know how to feel about that. So there's another project that's being funded at the moment. It's by Purism, which their website I do know because it's great. It's pure.sm, so it just spells out purism, which is great. But they're making a phone called the Librem 5, and it's an open source phone that runs Linux, like legit Linux.
Ooh.
And you can load any distro onto it, with a micro SD, like a Raspberry Pi.
But they're making it.
They're making it.
Can I make it?
You can put a different distro on it if you want, or you can.
So they have their own custom distro.
No, you can put any distro on it. That's the.
But is the phone open source?
Yeah.
The docs.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Someone will undercut them in seconds.
I mean, like they don't. They have development boards at the moment, and they've got Debian, I think, running on them, or maybe it's Ubuntu GNOME or something.
You should get free BSD.
No, well, I think you probably could actually. They're like, yeah, you can put anything on it. But so it's a privacy, open sourcey facing smartphone. So it's got hardware kill switches for microphones and cameras. So if you don't want your microphone to be on, you flip a switch and the microphone isn't receiving power, so there's no way you're being listened to. You know, that kind of way.
This sounds like a real tinfoil hat of a phone.
Oh yeah, it is. But you know, they've I think they've got like 50% of their funding. So
they're going to get the screen and the button and maybe a charger.
Learning about this phone taught me shit that I didn't know I had to be paranoid about. Because they were like, oh yeah, the baseband, which I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's like the cell connection, is like attached to the CPU in some way. So as long as the phone's on, it's got a baseband connection. And they were like, we keep them separate. So if you don't want a baseband connection, there's a kill switch.
So if you don't want your phone to be a phone.
Yeah, pretty much. Is that not great?
You can get a tablet.
Yeah, but it'll be running Google Android.
Oh yeah.
So if your tinfoil hat is particularly pointy, you won't want that. I'd
love a tinfoil pirate hat. A really, really nice one.
Would you paint it, or does that defeat the purpose?
Lead paint.
Lead paint.
Okay, so the company I was on about are called Capacity. Spell that.
Capacity?
Yeah.
Is this the URL or the actual company name?
This is the company name.
Is it just Capacity?
No, spell it. Capacity.
CAP.
Yeah.
A.
No.
Cap.
2 P's.
Oh, like app.
Yeah.
Cap. As.
City. Sorry. City.
I'm sure that sounds great on the mic. So it's Cap. City with an S.
Yes.
Okay. Is that how the Americans spell it, or?
No, I looked it up and it's just them.
Oh, right. Okay. So that's, which one was this again now?
This is, okay, their slogan is a decentralized AR/VR ecosystem for 3D content exchange powered by AR token.
Oh.
And
is that the name of the token?
Yeah.
AR token?
AR token. Their symbol is AR, and the crowd sale opening is in 18 days.
I don't think Capacity is a great name at all. There's another kind of, I don't even know what you call these things, but it uses JCoin, so that's what I'm going to refer to it as. And it's like distributed Dropbox. So if you set up your computer as a JCoin node, people can store their files on your computer.
What are they encrypted with?
I have no idea at all.
Okay.
I don't know the tech behind it, but I know the kind of general idea because I saw JCoin was like rising in one of the charts that show all the cryptocurrencies, and I was like, "What's this?" Kind of thing. But it's kind of cool, but I would be worried about the encryption and the availability because your stuff is put on a couple of different machines, and you pay them in JCoin to host your stuff essentially.
Is it cheaper than AWS hosting, which is unlimited for like 20 quid?
I have no idea. So, I don't know.
Yeah. There was that lovely boy on Reddit. He attempted to host, I think he hosted like 4 terabytes of pornography on his unlimited AWS storage just to see what they meant by unlimited. Why pornography? I don't know. He could have just copied and pasted one really big file, but this guy, he said it had to be done this way.
I don't know. I think like that was a bad usage because then they could have been like, "Oh yeah, we don't want this." Well, I suppose it's unlimited. Maybe they would have just found a problem with like one of the pornographic films and then been like illegal content and then take the whole thing down. But there's a subreddit called, I think it's Data Hoarder or Data Hoarders. It's just these people who just like hang on to like whatever they can find really. They just build up huge home servers or they use Google unlimited file storage or Amazon unlimited stuff.
I get that though, because I cannot find King of the Hill anywhere. I went out of my way to purchase a DVD of like anything, but they didn't make DVDs past season 6. And then Netflix had it all in 1080p, all 13 seasons. And I was a good boy and I didn't steal it. And now it's gone. It's gone forever.
Gone from Netflix?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Same with Ed, Edd n Eddy. If you tried to buy any of this stuff, it doesn't exist. There's only the original files.
I might have had Ed, Edd n Eddy that I acquired.
I did too.
Okay,
except
perfect.
It was the most low quality. I think it was like, wasn't even for 1440p.
Do you ever go back and look at old YouTube videos that you used to love?
Yeah.
And they're in 240p or 144?
Mm-hmm.
But they look great at the time.
144 is new. They didn't have it then.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess.
I use it for podcasts.
Yeah, no, same actually. Or if I'm loading a live stream on shit internet and I just want the audio. Twitch does a cool thing where you can just say audio only. If someone's like live streaming and you just want to hear them.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to load the video. It's great. So if you're on like data and you're listening to some kind of talk show or a podcast or something.
But like you encode the video yourself. So do you send it up to them and then they split it apart again and then send it back down to you?
I don't know. I'm not sure what way it works actually.
That's really weird.
Yeah. But it works pretty well. I'm happy with it.
I keep moving really far away from my mic. I'm back.
Your expertly set up mic. Check the Twitter if you want to see a photo of this great setup.
It's beautiful.
Professional.
I wouldn't say that.
Not at all. But
it involves a wardrobe.
Yeah.
But not how you'd think.
Is that the biggest mic stand ever? It could possibly be.
It's also the most multi-purpose one.
Yeah.
Like you could put a hamster in there. Other things that people do with wardrobes.
That might just be you. Talking about skeletons in your closet.
Hey, he's very much alive.
He lives on mothballs.
I don't have a hamster.
No animals were harmed in the making of this podcast. So has this thwarted your plans to go and move to South Korea or China to start a company with an ICO? Are you heartbroken?
No, I'm broke anyway. So I can't afford to go to South Korea.
You can do it from County Leitrim.
I don't want to do it from County Leitrim.
No one does. No one wants to do anything. That's why they...
I did want to set up that entirely water-powered Ethereum mining rig.
Yeah.
Using government funding to buy water turbines. Is that the term? Let's go with it.
Yeah, sure.
But it worked out that it's, like you just can't find graphics cards at all.
It happens.
Yeah.
Well, so it's weird that South Korea and China have both taken this. Well, it's not weird that China have done it, but it's weird that South Korea have just been like, no, we're not doing this. Because Japan, from everything I've heard from Japan, they seem to be like super into cryptocurrency. Like, they're just like fucking toting it as the next thing for the country. And make it like a national currency or something.
What would they call it?
No
JCoin.
There have been some companies who've been doing that, like Estonia, who is very kind of tech focused. They have some kind of. I don't think they called them e-coins.
Stone coin.
That'd be great in the stoner market. So oh wait, yeah, JCoin actually,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
according to CNBC.com. Japanese banks exploring own cryptocurrency called the JCoin. This is from about a week ago. And Taiwan has followed Japan and avoids banning ICOs as well. That's from Crypto Coins News 5 hours ago. So, real China is not banning
What's real China?
Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
Because Taiwan and China are both China.
Taiwan number one. No. Can I say that?
I'm sure you can. I'm sure someone from Taiwan would appreciate it.
It's fine. My ignorance will just like, you know,
Yeah, free Catalan.
that'll be my saving grace.
So Japan loves their Bitcoin, and a lot of other people seem to hate it. So it's kind of a weird situation.
They only hate it now because it's unregulated.
Yeah.
Once they figure out what it is, it's a security. They'll be fine.
Yeah, no, like the thing is, China doesn't surprise me. They ban a lot of the internet, but South Korea, that's kind of a weird one. I suppose maybe it's just to stop people getting fucked over online. Like South Korea has a lot to deal with in terms of people's online rights, I guess. I don't know. They have the whole Cinderella Law. So
I don't know it.
when you use the internet in South Korea, you put in your essentially your social security number, your ID within the country, I guess.
Yeah.
And if it says you're under 18 or 16, you can't go on the internet past midnight. That's why it's the Cinderella Law. So it's to stop people who are addicted to online games from staying up all night, not sleeping, dying, that kind of stuff.
And nothing to do with porn.
No.
Okay.
Nothing to do with porn. They probably do have censorship there, but that's the famous one because it was like for gaming addiction. That was the way that they were tackling it.
Oh, yeah, people kept dying.
There was a woman died in Japan actually, like recently, because she did 167 hours of overtime. She died from overworking, which happens in Japan, I guess.
That's their culture, though. Like,
yeah.
Software development in Ireland compared to software development in Japan, we do fuck all and get paid very well. They do more work than I do in a week, and they have heart attacks in exchange for their work.
They actually have a word for it's like the literal
dying
translation
at your desk, isn't it?
It's death by overwork. Let me see. Go
on, butcher this.
Karoshi, which can be translated literally as overwork death in Japanese, is occupational sudden mortality.
Sudden.
The major medical causes are heart attacks and strokes due to stress and a starvation diet. Also widespread in South Korea, where it's referred as guarosa. I think I did okay. So it was 159 hours of overtime in 1 month. So
in a month.
What do you do? 40 hours a week?
I do 40
work?
hours a month.
So 40 hours a week of usual. So what's 150? Let's say 160. So that's 20 hours of overtime.
Is that the average working week there though? I thought it'd be more.
Oh, maybe it's not actually. But it of overtime, it was 20 hours per week. Yeah.
No.
40. Sorry, I divided too many times.
Just imagine where you work from 9 to 5, and then you work again until 2 a.m. Oh my god, that's awful.
There's an ad agency in Japan called Dentsu, and it requires people to take at least 5 days off every 6 months, which is very kind to them. It also shuts the lights off every night at 10 p.m. as an incentive for people to head home, because on Christmas Day in 2015, there was a 24-year-old employee who committed suicide after logging 105 hours of overtime in a month. So she logged 55 more hours in the month than this guy. So they do have a problem with people on the internet in general. So maybe that's why they're more cautious about people getting scammed and people's security on the internet. I don't know.
I don't think I'm going to feel too bad about not getting moved to South Korea for my ICO. I'll do it here. Ireland's going to be like 40 years behind that.
Yeah, I guess so. Unless unless they decide to bring in era coins for, you know, a whole thing, like the JCoin and whatever Estonia's one's meant to be. They bring in an Irish one.
My dad works in the finance part of the government, and he's training people how to use their new financial system. He has not received training on how to use the financial system, so I don't think they're going to get a cryptocurrency going for the country anytime soon.
So Estonia wants to launch a cryptocurrency called Estcoin, like the first 3 letters of Estonia with coin on the end. I think they want to do an ICO for it, but there's some legal thing. And the Indian government also wants to launch its own cryptocurrency. So it's
No,
kind of
you
weird.
can't do an ICO for your country. That's literally like, give us your fucking money.
Oh wait, apparently they're not. See, there's conflicting news sources. The most recent one I can see is no, comma, Estonia isn't launching an ICO for a state-backed digital currency from CryptoCoins News.
You can just buy... Do they use euro?
I don't know actually. They're in the EU,
Either way, you can buy their currency with Ethereum anyway.
but see, they're very kind of tech focused. They start computer science in primary school. They have a very small population. It's a small country.
You know what I did in primary school? Learned about Jesus. Went to mass, said our prayers every day, and then, you know, we got to all just sit there and look at the people who weren't our religion, and they had to sit quietly. It was really weird.
Give some Jesus coin to the church. That'd be great. Your
Oh,
Catholic Church ICO.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah. Pope coin.
That's it. It's Popecoin. It's done.
The symbol's a coin with a little hat on it. Or a big hat. Exceedingly tall hat. So they do use the euro. They speak Estonian. They passed a law in 2000 that made internet access, in brackets Wi-Fi, a basic human right in the country, which is, by the way, one of the fastest connections in the world. And they were the first country to ever permit online voting in elections.
I like it.
Yeah. What else do they do? You can register as an e-citizen, and you can incorporate in Estonia.
Do they have good taxes?
I'd say they do. I don't know. I think Coinbase is registered in Estonia. But I'm not sure what their corporate tax is like.
See, they have internet as a basic human right, and if I drop below 4G, it says that I'm roaming in different countries.
Yeah, if I go home and I still have 4G, sometimes it says I'm roaming.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. They only have a population of 1.3 million people, so I guess, you know, it's a bit easier to kind of sort them out.
Yeah.
Sort them out sounds bad, but you know. So yeah, they're very kind of tech focused, so you can be an e-citizen of Estonia and use some of their services, and you log into a website to do all your government stuff.
So, big Google event. What happened? What did we see? What didn't we see? Is it all machine learning?
You saw nothing because you didn't watch it.
That's true.
So I took the usual route I do, unless it's an Apple event, which I don't even know why I do this. Like, if there's an Apple event on, I'll watch it live for the most part.
Yeah.
Because I'm just kind of interested. Like, I completely forgot that thing was happening, and I watched some of like Microsoft Build and Google I/O.
I watched that one.
But you know, sometimes the stuff I'm just like, okay, The Verge is gonna upload a video of like the entire Google event in 6 minutes. I'm like, I'm here for that, you know. That's
everything we had last year, but it's a little bit lighter, and now there's a 2 after it.
Yeah, that's a lot of events. So Google did a lot of hardware stuff this year. So there's the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL. They're very pretty. They don't have headphone jacks, which is important to say first, because Google took the piss out of Apple in the original Pixel.
Indeed they did.
And now they've done the same thing. But like Apple, when they took it out, they had something to replace it immediately, which is their weird earphony things. But we'll come back to those.
I know about those.
Yeah, that'll be your time to shine. So they have Snapdragon 835 with 4 gigs RAM.
Don't know what that means.
Snapdragon 835 is a processor. It's pretty much the best one on the market now. They have 4 gigs of RAM. They can either have 64 gig or 128 gig of storage. Same camera, same speakers, blah blah blah.
Are Snapdragons the mobile processors?
Yeah,
That'd be
they're
it
made by
then.
Qualcomm.
Yeah, that's why I don't know.
They have 12.2 megapixel rear cameras, and in the front they have a fixed focus 8 megapixel camera. They both use USB-C, no wireless charging, no headphone jack, and has Bluetooth 5.0. So
That's excessive.
which part?
The whole phone.
I guess they're expensive though.
How much?
So the Pixel 2 64 gig, so the cheapest one you can buy, will cost $650.
Oh, okay.
Which is weird because when you're used to the kind of Google phones like the Nexuses, they're always pretty decently priced up until the last ones, I think, because the 6P was pretty expensive.
I guess there's a lot in it though.
Yeah,
Like,
there is.
especially that fucking 64 gig of memory. That stuff's getting really expensive.
Yeah, they're pretty hard to get.
How do you run out of RAM?
I don't know. You open up a couple of tabs in Chrome, or you Electron releases Electron Mobile, and it works on iOS and Android, and then everything fucking dies.
Oh my god, no.
So yeah, the difference between them essentially, the Pixel 2 XL has a bigger battery, a 6-inch screen compared to a 5-inch screen, and better resolution. It has 1440p, and the smaller one, the Pixel 2, has a 1080p resolution. 649 for the baseline, and it goes up to 949 for the most expensive, for the Pixel 2 XL with 128 gig. They don't have headphone jacks, so what do they have instead? Pixel
Nothing.
Buds. Talk about Pixel Buds, please.
Okay. So the new Pixel Buds are, you remember the whole thing about those wireless AirPods? Are they called AirPods?
Yeah.
Apple.
Apple's on their AirPods.
Yeah. So Bluetooth headphones, but these ones, they can translate conversations in real time using Google Translate
Using machine learning.
and Google Translate.
If you actually watched the event or a recap of the event and took a drink every time they said machine learning, you would die. They just, it's so bad.
I thought they were AI first now and not machine learning first.
I mean, they use both terms, but mostly machine learning, because they actually say like this was trained on X many photos, or this was trained on X many conversations.
I thought Google Translate was machine learning anyway. For
guess.
so long.
Yeah, it probably was. I mean, it's been around for quite a while, but
But now it's a hip word.
yeah, now it's like, it's more impressive, you know? Like, literally all the products use it. So yeah, earphones that you can put in, someone tells you something and it gives you the translation.
Do you have to turn that on? Or is that constant? Do they just listen?
So from the event, I don't know if he like activated it from his phone, but the earphones themselves, they're like in-ear monitor style, so they go into your ear, and there's like a big white disc on the outside, and it's touch sensitive, so you can tap it to pause and play. You can press on either side, or swipe to either side to increase and decrease the volume. But what this person was doing was holding down, so maybe that activates a Google Assistant or something like that.
This sounds like the thing they had in Horizon Zero Dawn. That was the whole premise of that game. It was a little earbud that you put your fingers on, and then it just translates shit, and you can think Google Glasses, but for your ears.
And not shit.
Google Glasses, Google earphones.
Unlike Google Glasses, these have up to 5 hours of listening time per charge.
How long do Google Glasses last?
Like 90 minutes, I think.
But they're glasses.
They're glasses with a camera and a display and a microphone and the speaker, and they had really bad battery time because they had to be light, so they couldn't have a big thick battery.
Yeah.
And they cost like, well, if you were trying to get a test one back in the day when they were releasing them, you had to send off like an email to Google telling them what you did and why you deserved to have one. And if you couldn't do that, you had to pay like, I think it was like $1,500.
Yeah, I remember they were buying them in town, but no one ever sold one, and no one ever bought one.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't really surprise me.
1,500.
So yeah, you can do that with them. So they also released a camera called Google Clips. It's a little square that has a camera on one side and a little button below it, and a little recording indicator, so you know when Google is watching. So Google has come out with a camera that uses artificial intelligence, ding, to capture intimate moments that you aren't able to get on your own.
So it's I just hold the camera at all times.
No, you just sit down somewhere. You like sit down in the corner of the room while you interact with your family.
What do you mean by intimate? What if
you-
I'm being intimate with myself?
Even better. now you have an observer. If the dog or baby is camera shy, you can plant the Google Clips camera somewhere nearby to automatically take photos for you. The camera is trained to capture soundless videos of faces and pets that it recognizes and deems interesting.
I'm sorry, my mind is just like this. This is just what perverts will buy.
Yeah.
It just sounds creepy as fuck.
Well, they were like, it has a little light so you know when it's recording, so it's not going to be like really super fucking creepy.
Oh, you can't put your finger over that.
It targets parents, essentially,
Yeah.
so they can focus more on interacting with their kids and pets than holding a camera in their hand. And by only capturing, I love this part, by only capturing soundless video, it dodges any laws against wiretaps.
Oh,
This is
this what the article says, or they said?
this is what the article says. I don't think they saw it, but maybe they did have to say that because people were like, "Oh, you can't record people without permission in California."
Can I take No, you can't take pictures of them.
Yeah,
Might be in your house.
I guess. Yeah.
You can in your house.
So yeah, LED light on the front blinks to let those in the room know they're being photographed. But it'll just do that on its own. It'll decide when there's a good photo. So it looks at how stable, how much movement, if you can see faces, if it recognizes those faces to people.
I want to get one and walk around naked in front of it and see just how interested it is.
The light just never goes off.
That'd be so
Soundless video of you strolling about. So it comes in different colors, has battery life of 3 hours of continuous use. So since it's not going to be continually on, you know, it probably lasted a day, maybe.
It'll last 3 hours exactly. Not a second more.
It's got machine learning running on it.
Why?
Well, it's not training, so it won't take up too much, but it's been trained on 1 million photos, is what they said. Photos and videos, I think.
What if I'm doing something new, something revolutionary?
Then Google will steal it.
But they won't know. The AI won't pick up on it.
Maybe it'll be like, oh, it's just shit. He's just on his computer.
Yeah.
Google's like, how did we not know?
They just over the corner, they're stealing my proprietary things.
My proprietary.
Proprietary software.
So it has a 130-degree field of view and takes photos at 15 FPS. Has 8 gigs of internal memory. Guess how much this thing is? This little camera. There's a photo of it, just so you can kind of. It has a little stand.
That looks like a spy camera.
Yeah, it does. It's got a little thing so you can clip it onto your clothes, I think, or a little stand that you can just kick out and put on a shelf or something. Guess how much this thing is?
$599.
No,
What?
$249.
Oh,
So you can have video evidence of all your intimate moments, alone or otherwise, for the low price of $249.
you think I don't already have all that footage?
So there was also 2 different versions of the Google Home, the Mini and the Max. Essentially, they're just smaller Google Homes with essentially different form factors. The Max is like a sound system, so it's got like huge speakers and something fancy about speakers that you probably understand and I don't. And the Home Mini is just a direct competitor to the Echo Dot because it has the same price point and it looks pretty nice. Comes in 3 colors, so you can set it up with whatever room.
These look like stones.
Yeah,
That's good.
The original one looked pretty nice actually. They have the LEDs on the top and they're touch sensitive, but it's just essentially a big speaker.
I'm shocked how nice they look.
Yeah, no, they've actually done really well. The original Google Home kind of looks nice as well. It's that kind of fabric look. There's the Max as well, which comes in 2 colors. Charcoal is the darker one, and I forget the name of the other one.
Making them look like speakers and stuff is smart.
Yeah,
'Cause, they're already
really,
in your house.
They're advertising the speaker part, listening to news, podcast, music, that kind of stuff. And you'll be able to use your Google Play Music subscription, which you
How you
definitely
can listen to
have.
Google Play while Google Play listens back.
And they want to do like a lot of kind of home automation stuff. So if you say "Good night, Google," and it hears you, it will dim the lights, set your alarm clock, remind you of
Hit
tomorrow's
you over the
appointment.
head really hard.
Yeah, he's going to sleep. Now's our chance. So the Google Max, which is more kind of music focused, has a stereo speaker with 2 4.5-inch woofers. What does that mean to you, as someone who knows
It's a
more about
speaker that
speakers?
comes with 2 little dogs. That's a great deal.
It's 20 times more powerful than the original one, comes in black and white, and costs $400. And you get a free year of YouTube Red if you buy the Max.
I thought you said use your bread, and I was really confused.
Free year to use your bread. After that, they're coming for you. So, the second last thing, I'll go through these a bit quicker because we spent quite a long time on Google stuff.
Sponsor us.
Please. So, there's a new Pixelbook. It's very spec'd out. It still runs Chrome OS.
The best.
And it's very expensive.
I heard about this one.
Yeah. So, it's a nice form factor. It's got a lovely screen. It's got a weird screen resolution, actually. But it's got Pencil for another $99, which makes it exactly like the Surface or Apple's Pencil. What do you call it? Apple Pencil? Starts at $999 and goes up to $1649. So 12.3-inch screen, first laptop with a Google Assistant built in. So instead of a Windows key or a Command key on Mac, you have a Google Assistant dedicated key. It's built into the OS.
Okay.
Promises 10 hours of battery life, and you can type to the Google Assistant and it responds silently. The Pixelbook Pen, which is the $100 one, which was built with the tablet maker Wacom that makes all the drawing tablets.
They're really, really good.
Yeah, so I assume it's going to be pretty great. So the Chromebook Pixel was discontinued last year, so it's kind of replacing it, but this is the very kind of high-end version. And you can't do anything productive on it because it runs Chrome OS.
What is Chrome OS? Should I be developing for it because no one else does?
I think it's like a modified version of Android. Like this has a Play Store, so you can put any phone apps on it. It's mostly used in education because you can get Chromebooks for very cheap. And you can like link them together with Google Education stuff. So they're beating Microsoft and Apple in that sector because of price.
Nope. Microsoft Windows 10 S.
Yeah, but that's still expensive.
And it's shite.
Your free upgrades Pro will be fine. And then they did a new Daydream VR headset, which isn't exciting because it's pretty much the same. You
put your phone in it. Does it have a remote?
Yep, it does. It's up $20 from the original, so it's now $100.
I did a presentation on these for college. And I stumbled through it because I wasn't prepared.
That doesn't sound like you.
It fits on your head and it costs money.
So so that's all their offerings from this event. Everything is very machine learning powered. So it's very, very exciting if you want.
What are you going to buy?
Out of that?
Yeah.
See, the original Pixel, I was like, this is class. And then I looked at the price of these ones. I'm like, this hurts. So, Ghostface Killah.
What about him?
Ghostface Killah is the co-founder of a new cryptocurrency firm that hopes to raise $30 million in funding through a digital coin sale.
Wu-Tang coin.
The company is called Cream Capital.
Cash rules everything around me.
Crypto rules everything around me.
Fuck!
Cash is dead, fam. Isn't that the fucking best thing
That's
ever?
the best name I've ever heard.
So, that's a nod to their 1994 single, Cream, if you're wondering. So they will be selling Cream dividend tokens, which can be exchanged for Ether. And in a press release, they stated that their long-term goals are capturing more than half of the global cryptocurrency ATM market and making cryptocurrencies more accessible to the general public than ever before. And they hope to do this by 2020.
Same.
What do you think? Does he just have a lot of money invested in cryptocurrencies? He wants to make it more like accessible, so then the value will go up because it'll be used more? Or
so he's making ATMs.
That's one of the things they want to capture that market, but I think they also want to just make it more accessible maybe in other ways.
So they're making their own currency that you can swap for a current currency.
I mean, that's just for fundraising. I'm not sure. So the CEO is Brett Westbrook, and
that's a great name.
Yeah, they asked the question. So he said, Ghostface Killah is a long-time business partner of ours. I connected with him during a Reddit AMA on r/hiphopheads last year when he was seeking tech-inclined people to work with in future.
Oh my god. That is not how to start a business where you want millions.
Dennis is a very forward-thinking person and has a keen interest in emerging technologies. It's hard to ignore blockchain tech today, even when you're a busy, touring hip-hop artist. He doesn't have any technical background with cryptocurrencies. However, remember that Wu-Tang is for the children.
What?
He's very focused on what the youth and millennials are interested in. He's a very solid businessman and has surrounded himself with bright individuals with a hunger for bringing new groundbreaking technologies to market. He's one of 4 co-founders in the company. So he will be laying out a framework for which cryptocurrencies are more familiar to everyday people, and he wants to also create a more inclusive investment and asset management environment for everyday people. And he plays a critical role in helping the general public learn more about cryptocurrencies and specifically the benefits and value that Cream Capital brings to this space.
Well, half of that sounds like what I'm doing at the minute for my project.
Yeah.
But he's Ghostface Killah and has hundreds of millions, and I'm me, and I think I have 320 in my pocket.
You can afford McDonald's chicken nuggets. It's okay.
And a Coke.
So yeah, he's essentially PR for the most part, but I don't know.
It caught your attention.
Yeah, definitely.
It very much caught my attention.
Like, apparently he's done a lot of stuff in the past. There's been several joint ventures with the chief financial officer, Manish Patel. And they've been involved in everything from his clothing line, Cherchez La Ghost, to Cream B&B vacation rentals.
It seems like
he's really working on this Cream one.
It seems like he's taking the piss, but also wants to succeed.
There's also Cream World Realty, Woo World Entertainment, and more. Cream Capital is the flagship of the entire ecosystem. And if you're interested in jumping on board, the company will be holding this token sale on November 11th, 2017. What do you think?
I have no money.
Is this like will.i.am, like promoting people to code? Or is this something else? Is this just a business move?
Well, see, I know Ghostface Killah has done a lot of stuff. And
will.i.am has not.
like hearing Ghostface Killah talk, he actually will.i.am's so up his own arse. And Ghostface Killah is like, yo, he's so relaxed about everything.
Okay, so do you like encryption?
No.
Well, if you're a conservative politician in the UK,
I very much am.
You fucking hate any kind of cryptographic stuff.
Why?
Because you don't understand it.
Okay.
And you're also towing the party line. So, we all know that the UK government are completely anti-technology.
Real quick, I can only record another 339 hours, so we got to wrap this up quick.
Oh man, I can only record 93 hours. I don't know what you're doing. So, yeah. The Tory party love killing foxes and hate the internet.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure there's a Firefox joke somewhere.
And badger baiting.
Is that a term for something else? Or?
It's where you kill badgers.
Oh, you just like lure them out and kill them.
Yeah.
Because fuck badgers.
It's just badger baiting. It's very literal.
So, yeah, they just do a load of shit that I just don't understand. And that actually does affect Ireland because all of our internet goes through England, essentially, in a big pipe, which has a big wire in it.
Can we, like, go under Ireland? Under England?
Is there a project in place to, like, connect us to America? There might be.
I thought we did.
Or maybe it's Iceland.
There's a high-speed cable, but I don't... Yeah, it connects Europe to America.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. So, encryption and encrypted messaging. So, WhatsApp has end-to-end encryption. And this means
the encryption is from end to end.
Yes, exactly. It is very literal. Stuff is encrypted on your device, sent and decrypted once it reaches the person.
And it doesn't pass through their servers. Like it does, but it's encrypted so they can't see it.
So if someone intercepted it after it left your phone, then it's going to be mangled and they won't be able to read it. You're better at encryption stuff, but I think that's a good explanation.
Well, if you want to get technical,
no,
WhatsApp
we don't.
uses the Signal protocol.
So, the UK Home Secretary Amber Rudd
Yeah.
had called out end-to-end encryption services like WhatsApp, which is a quote from her, claiming that they're being used by pedophiles and other criminals, and she pressurized these companies to stop enabling such people from operating outside the law.
Yo, WhatsApp, your pedophiles and such.
And she said, I do not accept that it is right. The companies should allow them and other criminals to operate beyond the reach of law enforcement. We must require the industry to move faster and more aggressively.
You know what we need? You know what they need? Machine learning.
Quantum computing.
Yes.
This is the best part, though. Earlier this week, she also admitted she doesn't really understand end-to-end encryption.
It's so simple.
About her understanding of the technology at the Conservative Party conference, Rudd came out with this gem. I don't need to understand how encryption works to understand how it's helping the criminals. I will engage with the security services to find the best way to combat that. She also complained about being ridiculed by the tech industry for not understanding the technologies she's seeking to regulate. So, Facebook were, there was a government demand to come up with technical solutions to enable intelligence agencies to access end-to-end encrypted WhatsApp messages. This was Sky News report this, because Facebook bought WhatsApp for a fuck ton of money.
Irish company. Woo!
I didn't even know that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Facebook rejected that. And they say here, an end-to-end encryption system with a backdoor wouldn't be an end-to-end encryption services, as Amber Rudd apparently can't understand. So, it's a bit of a problem that the UK, like, that's one of the reasons I really wouldn't want to live in England. It's something that people tend to do here, is just kind of move across the water, go to London or somewhere.
And then everyone's like, oh, he's made it over there. He's on welfare, but he got out of here.
Yeah, people are if you live anywhere that's not Dublin, people are pretty eager for you to leave it. Like, you always have taxi drivers saying, oh, we'll get out of this country, there's nothing for you here. It's great. But so Facebook also has secret conversations feature, which has disappearing messages and end-to-end encryption.
Yep, it turns the app black.
It's very edgy.
That's the whole feature. Maybe they're just lying.
So they hate technology and they do a lot of weird censorship shit, and they ban types of porn that they don't like, and they make it so you have to unlock adult content from your ISP. So you have to go up and ring your ISP and be like, listen,
I want the porn, please.
Yeah. Or like, do you ever go somewhere and they have like an internet filter and something's flagged as adult content when it's really not?
I play a text-based game called Torn City.
Woo.
And shout out Joe Chedburn. And I keep getting flagged in the college for watching pornography because the website has a bad word in it because it's, a text-based RPG.
There's only so many things you can say before it starts getting a bit raunchy.
Yeah.
So the deal with messaging is a lot of people like to point to end-to-end encryption and say, this can be used and we can't track it. But if you look at for example, it's used a lot for terrorist incidents, but if you look at most terrorist incidents that happen, the communications between them, well, first of all, either they were known to authorities beforehand, which is mostly the case.
Yeah.
Or in the case of the Paris attacks back in the day.
That was a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was trying to think of what one exactly it was. But the people that were involved used SMS. Unencrypted.
What the
completely
fuck?
Over a cell network, over the air. Like,
that's
completely.
Ballsy.
Yeah. Like,
that should raise flags. Who texts?
Yeah. These people were definitely known to authorities and they used unencrypted, no hiding it at all SMS. So encryption won't stop this kind of shit because it's not being used, Yeah. Or disabling encryption or not allowing it won't stop it because it's not being used.
Do they want to get rid of HTTPS?
Yeah, that's the other problem. That's what people are saying. It's like, okay, good luck putting in credit card information, passwords.
Well, that's not end-to-end, I guess.
I think they just have a kind of a war on encryption, but more recently it's been end-to-end. But they probably still say encryption because it's just what's
Just
the difference?
incorporate outside of England.
Maybe. I'm not sure, like, how many of the laws you have to, like, maybe it's still enforced in some other level, you know?
I guess it wouldn't go on the Play Store then, maybe.
Oh, yeah, they might have some weird stuff like that. So speaking of the Play Store, there's just something I brought up and would like to point out.
Yeah.
So there were demonstrations in Catalonia, in Spain,
Yeah. Over the...
independence voting.
Which was an illegal vote.
Yeah. So all the policemen were lined up with their shields, blocking people from getting into voting places. But there were apps on the Play Store that you could, use your location and show all the voting centers around you, where you could go and vote for your independence. And Google disabled these from being downloaded in Spain.
That's class.
Yeah. So, if you ever think Google are kind of creepy and slightly abusing their power, they kind of are.
It's their Play Store.
Yeah, but it's still kind of weird.
Yeah, I know, I get it. But there are a load of Play Store policies you have to abide by, and they're a load of shite.
Yeah. I don't know if they justified it at all. I just heard that
They probably got like a stop that from Spain.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the Spanish government would be like, no, keep doing that. Arriba,
No, the Spanish government stopped the thing.
Stop the vote?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were like, good job on hiding these apps and not letting people go and vote. So, have you ever made a Git repository that you wanted to keep private and completely private?
Or am I not private right now?
They're not encrypted.
Then what are they?
They're Git repositories.
Oh, but they're on someone else's server, unencrypted. People just don't have the password to get to them.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love that.
So, Keybase made a thing which is end-to-end encryption for Git, and it works in Teams.
And if you don't know what Git is, think of it like a folder that you can upload to, and then it's Dropbox, okay?
It's Dropbox, but it has
For
funky command line shit, and developers love it. Junior developers hate it, but other developers...
Anyone who knows what Git is are just going to fucking hate me right now.
For calling it Dropbox?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like SVN, but not as good.
No.
Everyone knows you should be using Team Foundation Server TM by Microsoft R. They say, essentially, if it's stored on GitHub servers, they don't call it GitHub out by name, really, but if that host is compromised, then all your data is as well. And say you want to keep documents like, I don't know, your fan fiction, nostalgia from OkCupid, or some erotic art that's not safe for work.
What is nostalgia from OkCupid?
I don't know, maybe your message logs from some random people. It's really weird kind of examples. But the better examples that they give are business documents, API keys, DevOps secrets.
Is this nothing to do with programming?
Well, I mean, API keys and DevOps stuff is...
Have I been using GitHub wrong? Just uploading my code there and not my chat logs from Facebook.
Well, if you want some version control, then you can do it, and encrypted version control. Because if you just put it on Dropbox, some of these things they won't be encrypted.
How about blockchain?
Stop.
No.
Do it. Do an ICO. Like, see if you get the guards rolling up to your house. We heard that you were doing an ICO. So yeah, you push it up. You can use it in Teams. You don't actually have to change anything. You use a remote helper, which is a feature of Git apparently. So it already works with all the tools you already use, like GitHub Desktop and SourceTree and all that shit. And yeah,
this sounds like end-to-end encryption to me.
it is.
Oh,
Oh,
that's not good.
so yeah, they have the Q&A.
As half English, I'm pissed off. I'm furious.
So
I'm feeling very conserved right now.
So one of their frequently asked questions is, what if we're living in a simulation? And the response is, Keybase offers no guarantees against sophisticated side channel attacks by higher level entities.
Is this an actual business?
I think so.
They're like, It's like their whole business model is like one sentence.
Yeah.
So they got to fill up the page.
And then like at the bottom, it's like, what if I hit it/you? It's just a sad face. That's the answer. Don't you know I could just do X instead? Crypto is so easy. Blah 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 blah. And they just say okay. So I mean, I like them already. Good job, guys.
Are they younger than us? Are they like 17?
No, they do a smiley face, but they put a hyphen in the middle for a nose.
Oh fuck,
So they're fucking
old.
ancient. So, do you have any closing statements?
My right arm is a bit colder than my left one. That's really throwing me off balance here.
So this was the longer version of the podcast. I don't know how long it's gonna end up being because we're probably gonna add out.
Okay, at the
quite a
minute
bit.
we're at 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 25 seconds.
Once we get all that sorted, if you made it to the end, I don't know why, but well done. Or start at 4.
No, say hi friend.
Hi friend. Okay, yeah.
Hi friend is my fave.
Yeah, that's kind of his thing. And where can the people find us?
We are on YouTube under Slacker News. If you type Slacker News in, you'll find us. We don't get a custom URL yet because we're not cool. We're on SoundCloud under Slacker News Podcast. We're on TuneIn and Stitcher.
Just tune in.
TuneIn.
Tune in radio.
I definitely use it. Yeah, we're on Stitcher as well. I'm going to go for iTunes as well.
Yeah, we're trying to figure that one out.
And then we're also on Twitter under Slacker Newscast.
See you next week, I guess.
Bye, friend.